Yo, hi there. These comments are for 8770, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you completed independent writing practice test number 16. So overall, your essay is structured, I think, around the writing prompt. Not everybody did that. You did that. And you really developed paragraphs number 2 and 3. They were very developed. I liked the examples that you gave in both of those paragraphs to help explain your ideas. So you had a lot of strengths in there. So when I looked at the rubrics, I almost put you in the 4 category, but in this case you have unity, coherence. You do have some problems with sentence formation and word choice, maybe some limitations with sentence structure and vocabulary, but I almost put you in the 4, so I'm going to put you at 375 or 24 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. Now let's start off with the first paragraph. So I think your first paragraph could be developed a little bit more. Now, what I'm going to do now is edit. Actually, this is what you wrote, right? And then I'm going to make a copy. So we'll go to another page. We'll call this the edited version of your essay. Okay, so first of all, your first paragraph is a little bit short. Now, overall, I mean, your paragraphs were very developed in paragraph 2 and 3, but paragraph 1 and 4 could be a little more developed. So you had 402 words total, which is fine. But let's take a look at this paragraph. I'm going to show you some things that I might do in order to develop this idea a little bit more. Okay, here's what you wrote, right? So you have 44 words. Now what I did is I took your ideas, I expanded them, and now we have 116 words. So what did I do differently? Let's take a look. Education is one of the most important things in our lives. By getting educated, we can expand our knowledge of the world and even learn about other cultures that we will never visit. Education helps prepare us for our careers, and the quality of our education may determine whether or not we will be qualified enough for our future careers. Maybe use prepared because it said qualified before. Therefore, students carefully select which university they may want to attend. Among many choices, students will choose whether to study at a small or large university. Some students believe that attending small universities will help them to be more successful. Others disagree. In my view, there are advantages of attending both small and big universities. And we have it. So I took your ideas, I expanded them out a little bit more. Right? Okay, let's go to your next paragraph. So you say first, the advantages of small universities are smaller classes with, I'm going to say, fewer numbers of students. I'm going to say instead of this, I'm going to put which will increase students' focus and help them to better, you're using the infinitive here, so better understand educational materials. Moreover, you might say here, small classes, give opportunities to students, give opportunities for students. I'm going to use infinitive here, so to ask questions and to participate. So you're kind of saying to ask questions and to participate. That's why I'm changing participation to a verb. For example, when I was studying at King Abdul-Aziz University, the King Abdul-Aziz University Faculty of Dentistry, and let's change this to a positive, show some more advanced grammar. One of the biggest universities in Saudi Arabia, and then you want to put a comma here. So that way you now have, you've created a complex sentence here, because remember you started this sentence with when, right? That's a dependent clause. Then you have to have the main part of the sentence. So comma, I had to attend a, I'm going to say large anatomy class. Let's just say 200 students. You'll be more, I don't know how many was in there, but that would be pretty big. May want to say because all medical and dental students had to attend this course. The problem here, though, is to be neutral. I would recommend that you focus on, use the personal example, but use it more as it applies to students in general. But acutely, I found a hard time, to understanding the materials in that class, which affected my final grade. Also, these small universities give students more chances for face. Let's hyphen this, make it all one word here. So using face-to-face contact with professors after classes. If you say unlikely, I'd say this: unlike those professors at smaller schools, big university professors are busier with large numbers of classes and students. How about cause effect? Say consequently. Small classes have a real impact on student learning, maybe academic success, maybe. So consequently, small classes have a real impact on student learning and academic success. That's it. So I think overall this is a very, very well thought out paragraph, and I think you're using the example of Saudi Arabia to help illustrate why some like the small universities. So I'm going to say it'll work. So I think you developed this idea very well. Okay, so in your next paragraph, the advantages of big universities, you may want to say secondly, large universities provide multiple career options for students since these, you might say, since these large institutions have a variety of different, you want to say, specializations. I think specialist is a noun person, like a specialist. I am a TOEFL IBT specialist, right? Specialization refers to major, so that's how I would change that. Notice how I said institution here instead of universities. So you want to be careful you're not repeating the same word too many times, right? You're showing that you have a good variety of vocabulary. You say also students. Have a higher chance, I would say, of getting accepted at big schools. Yeah, the only problem here is you make this first statement about a variety of different specializations, then you talk about acceptance things. Yeah, part of your problem here is you might be trying to do too many different things. I mean, you could develop just specializations. You could have your whole paragraph focused on that. So remember that if you have this topic sentence of specializations, you want everything underneath that to focus in that area. Say, for example, larger schools like UCLA offer all kinds of different concentrations for students depending on what types of careers they want to pursue. For example, students at UCLA have the option of majoring in film production, or they can major in pre-med, or they can major in physical therapy, or they can major in business or whatever. So that way you're focusing just around that one idea. This is the best example I like is this. This is what the topic sentence needs to be framed around. That would be my recommendation. So large universities provide multiple career options for students, or large universities have higher acceptance rates than the smaller schools. And then focus everything around the acceptance rates. That would be my recommendation, I think, for this particular paragraph. But let's go and correct the grammar, though, anyway, just in case. So you might say something like this: so far, if you say so far this year, I have found acceptance rates so far this year I have found acceptance rates at dental postgrad programs in different schools in the USA. When I opened the application pages, I read the number of students accepted in each university. You put a period here. I found that if the university is small, it will, I'm going to use active voice here, it will accept only you want to say a limited number of students. I want to say, for instance, Loma Linda University, which has a small dental school, and maybe put this, and only accepts 3 students per year. On the other hand, Boston University, which has a big dental university program, I'm going to use accepts more than 9 students per semester. In addition, the university's size has a positive impact See, now you're moving into a third idea. You got too many ideas in this paragraph. You got specializations, which you didn't really develop. The best idea here is the acceptance rate is better at larger schools and not so good at smaller schools. That's the idea I would stick with in this paragraph, which means you would have to rewrite your topic sentence to show that type of direction. You have, in addition, university size as a positive impact. I would put on a variety of extracurricular activities. Usually large universities have more student activity than smaller schools. As you can see, there are a lot of advantages in attending a big university. But see, you really didn't develop this idea either, right? So you brought up the idea of the different specializations but didn't really expand on that. You bring up the idea about the extracurricular activities but you don't really develop that. Then you say usually large universities have more student activity than smaller schools. Now what I want to do is, and now we get to the last paragraph. Okay, so what I want to do here is I am going to take one of the ideas here and develop it in your conclusion in your last paragraph. So you say advantages, it has more seats available, multiple career options, and different extracurricular activities. These are 3 ideas. You can't develop all these in a single paragraph, so let's just focus on the last one. I just want you to see what it looks like when you do that. Because that's the one thing that you can improve upon, is make sure when you're developing your ideas that you take time in each paragraph to really explore the point. So we say, in my view, I prefer to attend big universities rather than maybe small ones, since these larger schools will have a variety of extracurricular activities for students. For example, currently, I attend California State University, San Bernardino, which has an enrollment of 20,000 plus students. The Recreation and Wellness Center on campus offers I think that's important to say, offers extracurricular activities weekly and during the quarter outside of what students are doing in the classroom. For example, the Rec Center has boot camp classes, yoga classes, and even offers a chance for students to work with personal trainers in order for these students to meet their fitness goals. Furthermore, once a quarter, the Rec Center puts together a 3 to 4 day excursion in which students leave campus and travel to a national park or some other location in order to hike, camp, bike, kayak, and so on. This quarter, there is an excursion to travel to San Francisco where students will bike, hike, and even kayak in the Pacific Ocean. Smaller schools, however, do not have the budget or the resources to offer these types of activities, which is why I prefer larger schools. Then that's it. So I developed just that one idea. That's what I'm wanting you to see here, is how you can be very specific. So that's going to put me at, that's 185 words just for the one idea of extracurricular activities. So be careful, you're not trying to put too many things in a single paragraph. Okay, let's take a look at your essay one more time. And the score I gave you again was around 375 out of 5, 24 points out of 30, or 85%. And then the edited version, this will score 5.5 out of 5, or 30 points out of 30. Let's read it one more time. Education is one of the most important things in our lives. By getting educated, we can expand our knowledge of the world and even learn about other cultures that we will never visit. Education helps prepare us for our careers, and the quality of our education may determine whether or not we will be prepared enough for our future careers. Therefore, students carefully select which university they may want to attend. Among many choices, students will choose whether to study at a small or large university. Some students believe that attending small universities will help them to be more successful. Others disagree. In my view, there are many advantages of attending both small and big universities. You say, first, the advantages of small universities are smaller classes with fewer numbers of students, which will increase the students' focus and help them to better understand the educational materials. Moreover, small classes give opportunities for students to ask questions and participate. For example, when I was studying at the King Abdul-Aziz University Faculty of Dentistry, one of the biggest universities in Saudi Arabia, I had to attend a large anatomy class with 200 students because all medical and dental students had to attend this course. Acutely, I found a hard time understanding the materials in that class, which affected my final grade. Also, these small universities give the students more chances for face-to-face contact with professors after class. Unlike those professors at smaller schools, big university professors are busier with large numbers of classes and students. Consequently, small classes have a real impact on student learning and academic success. Second, large universities provide multiple career options for students since these large institutions have a variety of different specializations. Also, students have a chance of getting accepted at big schools. For instance, so far this year, I have found acceptance rates at dental post-grad programs in different schools in the USA. When I opened the application pages, I read the number of students accepted in each university. I found that if the university is small, it will accept only a limited number of students. For instance, Loma Linda University, which has a small dental school and only accepts 3 students per year. On the other hand, Boston University, and these examples were very good. This is one of the reasons I scored your essay a little bit higher. You have, which has a big dental university program, accepts more than 9 students per semester. In addition, the university size has a positive impact on a variety of extracurricular activities. Usually, large universities have more student activity than smaller schools. So I think I told you that probably had too many ideas in there. Now, I took one of your ideas and I put it in the final paragraph. In my view, I prefer to attend big universities rather than small ones, since these larger schools will have a variety of extracurricular activities for students. For example, currently, I attend California State University San Bernardino, which has an enrollment of 20,000 plus students. The Recreation and Wellness Center on campus offers extracurricular activities weekly and during the quarter outside of what students are doing in the classroom. For example, the Rec Center has boot camp classes, yoga classes, and even offers a chance for students to work with personal trainers in order for these students to meet their fitness goals. Furthermore, once a quarter, the Rec Center puts together a 3 to 4 day excursion in which students leave campus and travel to a national park or some other location in order to hike, camp, bike, kayak, and so on. This quarter there is an excursion to travel to San Francisco where students will bike, hike, and even kayak in the Pacific Ocean. Smaller schools, however, do not have the budget or the resources to offer these types of activities, which is why I prefer larger schools. Right, now you can give 1,000 reasons why you like larger schools, but for the purposes of your writing and for this paragraph, focus around one idea and then take time to develop that. For example, if you look at this paragraph here, all of this, everything here focuses around extracurricular activities. That's all I talked about. I didn't try to bring up any other idea, and that shows depth and progression of thought. All right, so thank you for completing this particular writing project.